Okay, I'm going to introduce you to each of my characters that I want to be in the movie or TV series, whether you decide the. No, I'm going to just decipher them or describe them. Anyway, Hyde's kid grows up, but she's not that grown up. Apparently, he and Jackie, played by Mila Kunis, grew up and married each other. This is an idea that I got from simply taking in all the episodes of freaking that 70's show that ever existed. Unusually, this has to do with just one character. No, these shows had more to do with the entire cast. And I want that to continue. Here's the idea. Like I said, we have Fez's son. He didn't want him to go through life with a weird accent. So he did not choose to raise his son in the land of E-D-B-D-B-Dooby. Yes, that's what I think should be the name of Fez's homeland. Anyway, you take such an idea. It was an island, basically. You take such an idea and you multiply the ideas by a million. Fez's son is pretty much too much like him for his comfort, except he also tries to get that American style voice in there sometimes, because his father, no, not his father, his friend, played by none other than me, basically promised him he would help with the voice because his father is kind of concerned that this voice is going to last forever through every generation of his family. And this is what his voice basically sounds like. Well, you seem to be very, to put this mildly, stupid. That's just a line. The line may change. Anyway, this character is basically inspired by Fez himself. Now, Eric and Donna's kid is a female because I thought, more power to the women, right? So let's get that through our heads, that Eric and Donna's kid is a female. But therein lies a statement. She is even smarter than Donna, who, believe it or not, has become sort of dopey since changing her hair back to red. But that's only because since it changed her hair back to red, basically, she's been smoking a ton of pot. And it's basically a huge statement. And basically, the character played by freaking Tommy Chong is still there. But he let none other than Kelso take over the photo hut. And Kelso's kind of wondering, believe it or not, a smart thought. Why would we have this kind of establishment in the freaking 2000s? Which brings me to the point. It is 2006 in the show. And Kelso and Eric are two of the goofiest characters on the show. because of the fact that they have been on dope for years. And so is Donna, really. She's one of the most goofy people on the show. So that leaves Hyde's kid in the picture. What is Hyde's kid? A female again. So that makes 3 females, because you obviously remember when Kelso had a daughter. Basically, this leads to a freaking battle of the sexes. The Foreman residence, as owned by Red Foreman, and I don't even remember the mom's name, sorry. It's been a while. I just remember, way to go, jackass. Most of the humor would, no, not just one source. Fez's kid happens to be gay. But then he has a daughter as well. And her accent is completely the opposite of her dad's accent. So he basically doesn't ask her to change it. So she doesn't. But the Foreman children, Donna Foreman, child number 2, Eric Foreman, child number 2, is a guy. He's very protective of his sister because he's older. And this should result in the freaking most hilarious scenes on the show. Because the son is a lot like Red Foreman. The daughter is also kind of similar to the mother in the first series of the show. I have in mind 8 seasons. Unless, of course, some of the cast members want to leave. Some of the cast members include the hipster daughter of Hyde, and her hipster boyfriend. Meanwhile, well, Eric Foreman's daughter is known to just kind of androgynously. Therein lies your choice in picking whoever it is you want to play this character. The daughter is actually in her 20s, so if you can get Ellen Page to walk on this, you do not know how lucky you would be. Also, eventually the son would come out as either gay or transsexual, which would lead to a dramatic shift in an episode that includes him. I take back the whole son being in his 20s. But now part of the show is basically Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who had a bit part in one of the episodes in the first series. We're calling it That 2 Queso because no one wants to do a show called That Art Show or That Thousand Show, because Robot Chicken basically already did that. You don't want Stupid Monkey filing a class action. This is not me, though, who will be creating it. This is just me who has an idea for the show. So, keep it all in the family. Make it more like freaking Malcolm in the Middle. Only bring us back to the 70s style. That is to say, make the characters potheads. Instead of what I said, think of this. Either make Eric Foreman a pothead, or you could make him more mean and aggressive like his father, but in a hilarious way. So, that 70's show can live on as that 2K show. Once again, I would greatly enjoy seeing Eric back. Just know you have to bring all of them back. Fez, the gay character played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and even bring a black actor into the mix. Hell, bring several black actors in the mix. Make the black boyfriend of Eric's daughter a hipster. I always said that, but anyway, make it happen, Fox, and whoever else was involved with that show. Just think about it. The rest is up to you. I just want the glory of knowing that I got a show made, rather than just a really cheap but not too cheap movie.